Mm-hmm. Cheers. Good day. You know that love being able to get that coffee at the perfect temperature. Bitcoin popping up nicely just with a 42 420 print. Let's see, looks like the 20-year is yield up, price down a little bit this morning. So watch to see if the bonds can continue to catch a bid. This was one of the best parts about yesterday, right? Was that the bond yields were reacting positively. And in my opinion, when the bond yields weren't reacting positively, not all the time, but on an intraday basis, a lot of traders are looking at the bond yields to determine the health and strength of the overall market. And the bonds did okay yesterday. The bonds did okay, but Tesla's the real winner. Tesla's the real winner. I mean, 2050, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, I mean, even if you would have bought right after the initial pop, and it popped and dropped, but I mean, you could have got a 2017 handled print. And, still be up $30 on your investment. So amazing numbers by Tesla, and this is why companies where demand is currently outpacing supply are in a very positive and unique situation. So it is not a bad feature for Tesla to have their orders backed up into 2023. This just means they're going to be securing new orders. They're going to be delivering every truck or car that is built. And while supply chain constraints may not superfluously expand the balance sheet this year, it's going to sustain. It's going to be very consistent. Tesla did a great job last year and beginning of this year building new plants to anticipate this demand boom, especially for their product. And they don't even market. They got cash on hand, out the ass, and orders backing up into 2023, and I expect that to only increase. And every single product that rolls off the production line, it's sold. There's no wasted overhead. There's no wasted anything. And this is a similar problem that these chip makers have right now. And this is a good problem to have, because it means at the very minimum, all you will experience is a stagnant rest of year until you can get production to ramp back up. Now, the only thing I can see is if we get into 2023, production has ramped up, and then craziness happens where the demand falls off a cliff, and now you've got products sitting on shelves. That's, we've got to I mean, the government is sitting up, is talking about inflation, is Putin's price hike, and due to COVID. No, it's supply and demand. This is Econ 101, Macroeconomics 101, supply and demand. Shout out Dr. Parker, ECU Econ. Amazing. Lesson 1, supply and demand. If demand outpaces supply, it's going to cause competition for the buyer. It's going to drive prices up. If supply is outnumbering demand, companies are going to have to compete to get the buyer's attention. They're going to have to lower the price. This is it. This is it. This is why oil is going up, because we see supply falling off due to a Russian conflict, and demand is remaining strong. People are going to travel in record numbers this summer. Charleston Airbnbs are booked. So you had American Airlines report really well. AT&T reported well. What's AT&T doing? I was interested in AT&T as a play this morning, because I expected it to do well, right? They just now it's not doing. I mean, it's not killing it out the ballpark, but it really. I thought that spinning off the Discovery HBO was kind of bullish, because if you think about movie production companies, they burn a ton of cash. Netflix has to spend a ton of money to produce the quality of filmmaking it does. Same with HBO. HBO, who knows how much they had to cough up to get that new Robert Pattinson Batman on their platform just now. How much, we heard how much Apple had to pay Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. I mean, so to put that in its own category, let that be its own little thing where you're gonna focus on growth, but you're also gonna be spending a lot of capital to produce this growth. And that's one thing I thought was decent about Netflix earnings, is they had net positive cash flow, which film and music industries is tough, because you gotta pay to produce. Where now AT&T can just focus on its fiber optics. It's because boy, I need some fiber optics here in my little subdivision, because all I got is my internet's barely hanging on. I've had 3 lags this morning already. I'm 10 feet away from my router, and I've had 3 lags because all they got is the damn 50 Mbps, whatever. And in the past, because I like the game, and I like to be at least like at a minimum 300, and all they offer is 50. I mean, I'm not paying a whole lot for it, which is good. It's cheap, but I would pay more to get better internet, and they just don't have it in my area. I've requested for them to come install fiber optics, and not gotten any word back. So they need to focus on this, especially as households have 3, 4, 5 devices on simultaneously in them sometimes. I get to talking and forget my coffee's going cold, but it's nice when you get that perfect perfect temperature. So glory goes to God. You can't tell me that this shit here is accident. It just ain't. Yo, who else out there is watching Moon Knight right now? I'm enjoying Moon Knight, especially this most recent episode. This most recent episode of Moon Knight was the best one yet. Just a cool concept talking about, you know, Egyptian gods. The premise that, you know, the kind of what we just got unleashed on us in this episode, and spoiler alert, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. We'll talk about it some other time. I could probably do a whole nother separate Disney, Marvel, Star Wars videos. But Moon Knight's pretty cool. I'm freaking stoked for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness coming up. Thor: Love and Thunder. Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi coming up. And then we also got a new season of Mandalorian coming up. So, I mean, Disney, there's a lot of shit about Disney in the news over, you know, whatever. I haven't seen anything of substance come across my page. And that's why you got to be careful on Twitter, because and it's sad that literally anything I see, whether it be Fox News, CNN, Twitter, Facebook, I just don't believe any of it. If it's not from somebody that I directly know and trust, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's hearsay. It's just you know, everything out there is bullshit, and we can't get worked up over it. Cannot get worked up over it. The only thing we can do is try to take any information we find to try and better our lives or the lives of somebody around us. And that's it. You can't get caught up in nothing else but doing what you need to do. Futures are looking good this morning. I went ahead and pulled it up ahead of time. Oh, shit. Issue. You know, one thing that if you watch the futures like I do, you saw yesterday the futures kind of fall off, and then the futures stopped trading at 2:30. So, you know, any move that's going to happens at 2:30, and then oftentimes the market gets stuck with, you know, hey, if the futures were down going into 2:30, you know, you're going to get a little bit of a skeptical close because you just don't have all the factors that you might normally have. But it's nicely. I'd love to see this reclaim that 4,500 level. Let's see what crude oil is doing this morning. It's holding pretty steady. So we'll see if we get any. The only news I will be looking for is any possible news of a Russian oil embargo. If this happens again, this is the supply and demand problem. If you're going to limit supply, it's going to drive prices up. So if we get Russian oil embargo, you know, we can look to the oil plays we've been watching, right? Oxy, XOM. You can even look at some of the smaller caps like IMPP, USWS, ENSV, USEG, HUSA, Camber Energy, Indo. There's plenty of them. But I'd like to see Oxy come back down to 59. Don't know that we see it. And here, Airbnb's up. Travel stocks might have a really good day. NBA playoffs, maybe betting stocks do well. But, again, yesterday it played out to where the green pre-market wasn't all that fruitful. And we'll just have to see, right? We'll just have to see. But I mean, everything is up nicely in the pre-market. I mean, ain't a whole lot to go over from yesterday. Tesla was the big winner. But they really only reclaimed back to, we're not at new all-time highs yet, and I don't know that this market's gonna go to all-time highs. I think it's range trading right now from like a 420 SPY to a 460 SPY, and it's smack dab in the middle. So it could still be a up or down type of thing. I swung the bulls last night, and honestly, I may see if I can get out pre-market here. But I mean, I'm just getting out just to get back in, right? Y'all. I see Apple dropping. So I'm just going to try to get out at 10:20. I had average down on the bulls yesterday, and if I'm unsure, I'm playing the bulls and the bears. Oh, did I get it? No. If you think the market's, so the Bears went up 15% yesterday. The Bears won yesterday. The market was down. This is a FANG triple leveraged ETF. So it's I know they hold Tesla, they hold Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and they evenly weight these. So and it's triple leverage. So if where this has gone up 4% after hours, Tesla's gone up about the same. Well, Tesla's up 7% after hours. But it's just a good way you can play an Apple or a Tesla if it's a clear one-sided direction and I was playing the bulls long. The Tesla pop really helped. I think we might, fade early in the day. I'm going to see if I can, snag it out and give it a minute to see where the market's going to go. I don't expect I guess I just don't expect all-time highs right now. Not for Tesla, not for Apple. Not for any of these companies. Halavir worked out for me yesterday, y'all. It was, I told you I jumped in pre-market at 650. And this thing halted once and popped. And I should have sold sooner, but I thought that this halt or after this drop we might, but this is what it is, small gain, and I'll take it. I didn't lose money, so that's all that matters. Because we can live to trade another day. Do not blow up your account. Don't go chasing options, y'all. Please stick to the longs and the shorts that you're used to. So, options are risky. Like, let's say you had bought some Tesla calls be so. Yeah, I think Tesla was pricing in about a 7% move. So, it's right at that 7%. I mean, the options market is where the house makes its money, right? The options are a lot like your sports gamble betting books, where they are the market makers are so good at knowing price targets and where these things are going to end up that oftentimes it falls right at the brink where the market's going to trap people on both sides. And that's how the market makes their money. So, the SPY is almost up 1% pre-market. And it's going to be quick today, y'all. It's going to be quick today. I don't even know why. I'm just so used to trading on the go right now. Because work is busy, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of you have obligations you have during the day, and one thing you can do is you can get news notifications, so if a headline comes up and you need to take 2 minutes to get in and out of a trade. You can do it from your cell phone. But I just like trading on my phone, especially on Webull. It's easy. I can just adjust the seller price, adjust it up and down. Now, I might not have all the information. Like, I think I can get earnings information on here. Let me see. I think that's what I wanted. want to be able to pull up a company's balance sheets. BRB. I'm gonna give me a second cup of Jello this morning, and if you're watching this, take a little second to get a meditation, do a little jumping jack, smooth the body. Shake it out. Breathe some fresh oxygen into your body, especially in the morning. Just get the blood flowing. You've got dormant cells that just kind of sit in some of these spots in your body, just break any of that dormant blood up. Don't let that blood get stagnant in there. Beat your chest a little bit. Wake yourself up. Hit yourself. Hit your glands. Chop them. Chop them. Chop them. Chop it up. Drink a glass of water too. Chug that water. I'll put my water in the sound bowl. I believe that prayer, a harmonious frequency over my food and water, reprograms it to be easier absorbed and more molecularly accepted by my body. And quantum theory tells us that if my perspective deems it so, your perspective cannot influence or tell me my perspective is wrong if I know, believe, and 100% accept it as true. And this is where it gets tricky, because how will we ever know if our food or our water is killing us? We won't until we're dead. So just pray on it. Just pray on it. These candles in the pre-markets have been weird the past couple days. It's like they just getting these prices down so they can either dump or buy. I don't know, but based on this level 2, it looks a little dumpy to me this morning. That's almost $1 million sitting on the sell right there. It's 1,000 shares, 1,028 shares at $95. You know, I'm no mathematician, but close to $1 million. Well, I mean, these candles are getting funky. See, I think those are on 1 minute charts. Yeah. Funky. Going down to the, pre-market lows, back up to the pre-market highs. Funky. Let's see what the Apple Order 2 looks. I mean, people are getting in at 169, but by golly, there's also a, bunch of shares for sale at these prices too. So I don't know, y'all. I mean, we might continue this slow melt up, but volatility will remain. It's already 8 o'clock. I gotta roll. I gotta go visit some customers today. I gotta get up. Oh, did I? Oh. Excuse me. Oh, I want out of the Bears. Excuse me, the Bulls. Give me out the Bulls. Damn, I got freaking TLC. Don't go chase waterfalls. Stuck in my head now. So I'm probably gonna have to take this cup of coffee on the road with me. Shit. I will leave it up for a second. But just throwing my shoes on. Let me out the buzz. It's going down. It's going down. I think I'm gonna make a workout video. I watch these one set of dumbbell workout videos, and they're good, but they just do some exercises that are like, what type of functional movement does this exercise accomplish? And sometimes the exercises that they choose are just stupid. They just, they think the shit looks cool, but they don't realize that, you shouldn't put, there's reasons you don't go load bearing in some positions. Like you don't, like when you're doing a lunge, there's a reason you don't completely drop your knee to the ground, because you should not put that a weighted load bearing on a knee to your spine. Like you just shouldn't put, there's just some loads you shouldn't bear, on your back, hips, other joints. There's a reason that you're made standing, is because this is the way you're designed to handle the load, and you can add a little bit of load even to a standing position, to where if you're on a knee, like there's a reason you don't go to touch that knee on the ground in a lunge. There's a reason, because you should not put the load bearing on one leg and put a weighted load up through the knee to the hip and up through the back. It just it ain't good for you. Ain't good for you. So maybe make a workout little video. What you think? Maybe somebody will watch that, because I know nobody watches this. But hey, if you see this, I love you. Thank you. God bless. I remember the moment I gave my life to Jesus Christ, as clear as crystal. Clear as crystal. Wasn't until my senior year of college that I gave my life away. So that's it. Give back. Secure your own safety mask before you can secure anybody else's. So help yourself before you go and help anybody else. The only way you will be able to serve and help anybody else is if you're in servitude and if you're taking care of yourself. So God bless. I will be here tomorrow. This Thursday? Oh man. I'll be here tomorrow. Market close on Friday. We might have to get a little surf report tomorrow. The waves are supposed to be good this weekend on the Carolina coastline, so stoked about that. SPY 448. That's up there. SPY 450. I don't know. Do we hit 450 today, or are we chilling? Are we going up? Are we going down? I don't know. I know the chip makers have been strong. I mean, Qualcomm is having a good week. So Bitcoin, decent week so far. All right, y'all. Love, peace, chicken grease.